Perfect night for baseball. It is Peter Bourjos bobblehead night here at the Big A, and another two-game series kicking off this evening from this beautiful facility. It's the Chicago White Sox this time, rolling in town. The first one tonight. Hi, everybody, from inside the Big A. We welcome you back to Angels Baseball here on Fox Sports West. I'm Victor Rojas, along with my partner, Mark Gubza. Last night after the victory for the Angels, there was some news made. The fact that Angels hitting coach Mickey Hatcher had been relieved of duties. Jim Eppert, who'd been the AAA hitting coach at Salt Lake, announced as the hitting coach replacing Mickey for the rest of the year. General Manager Jerry Dipoto saying he does not like interim tags, so we assume that Jim will be here for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and Epp's a guy that preaches hitting the ball back up the middle. Even when he was talking to the press today, he talked about hitting the ball hard up the middle. He's worked with a number of these young players, and of course, down in spring training, sitting along with Mickey Hatcher and Mike Scioscia during spring training games to get a feel for these players. But again, working the count, get a fastball counts, and hitting the ball hard up the middle.
Yeah, Jim telling us before the game that he considers Mickey a friend and a mentor. Speaking of the offense yesterday, mentioned that 4-0 victory over the Oakland Athletics. At the top of the order, Mike Trout swinging a very hot bat, his second 3-hit game of the season.
He's so impressive, Victor. He makes adjustments early in a ball game. Here's a guy that's 20 years old. First at bat, strikes out. Next at bat, behind in the count, hits the ball back up the middle. And all of a sudden, the swing is getting improved for him. Hitting another base hit, showing that power. An inside-out stroke over center field wall. His third home run of the season. 3 games, 3 hits last night. He's been hitting the ball so well, making adjustments. His last 9 games, hitting 400 with those 3 home runs, and of course, 8 RBIs, and he's got that speed to steal some bases. He's got 2 stolen bases during these 9-game stretch. Creates a lot of opportunities, and of course, can drive in the runs too.
And Mike Scioscia running out the same lineup as he had in yesterday's ballgame. Albert Pujols had 3 hits. Alberto Callaspo had a couple of knocks. Tonight, it'll be Jerome Williams towing the slab for the Angels, taking on the White Sox. Gavin Floyd, the right-hander, just about ready for baseball. Sit back and relax. Lineups at first pitch when we return. now at Jack in the Box, you can try Jack's Value Deal. It's chicken nuggets, a Junior Jack, value fries, and a drink, all for just $3.99 plus tax. By Hyundai, the votes are in. The Hyundai Elantra is the 2012 North American Car of the Year. Visit your Southern California Hyundai dealer today. And by Men in Black 3, in theaters May 25th. Back out here at the Big A, first game of this two-game set, first meeting of the year between the Angels and the White Sox. We were talking about Jim Eppard taking over for Mickey Hatcher. This is what the skipper, Mike Scioscia, had to say before the game on the change in that role.
Obviously, the GM's position is to try to make changes, whether it's personnel or staffing, that he believes is going to help us better, and we have to respect that.
So manager Mike Scioscia clearly upset about the move. Didn't say as much, but body language and the way he addressed the media today before the game, before batting practice, obviously not very happy. A very close friend of Mickey Hatcher's. Mickey having been a professional baseball for over 40 years, and the first one tonight is in for a strike. So very a difficult decision for Mike Scioscia to have to deal with, as one remaining member of his original staff, that's Alfredo Griffin, the first base coach, as Diaza takes outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, anytime you have to let go of a good friend, your teammate, and a member of your coaching staff for 13 seasons, it's a tough decision for him. And it's a tough one just to be able to look back now. It hasn't even been 24 hours for him. So I mean, he's moving forward. Jim Eppard's a great guy. He knows him very well. He's been part of the staff for a number of years himself. You see him in September, and of course you see him a lot in spring training.
Diaza skying this one down the left field line, tailing into the seats. The general manager, Jerry Dipoto, is scheduled to join us in game, and we will ask him the questions that's probably on everyone's mind, and hopefully we'll get some answers. Obviously, Jerry's one of those guys that's very straightforward, does not mince words, certainly speaks his mind, very upfront about things. Has been with us. 2-2's grounded over to second base. Howie Kendrick has it. And that's how this game starts off. Let's take a look at manager Robin Ventura's starting lineup. It still sounds weird. Robin Ventura's first season at the helm. Alejandro Diaza just grounded out as the leadoff man at center field. Gordon Beckham is at second base. Adam Dunn's the DH. Paul Konerko is the cleanup hitter at first. A.J. Pierzynski's the catcher. Alex Rios getting the start at right. Alexi Ramirez is the shortstop. Diane Viciedo, is the left fielder. And Brett Morrell is the third baseman. He bats ninth. Gordon Beckham looks at a fastball down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Jerome Williams on the hill with a 3-1 mark and a 4.19 ERA. His last time out was that weird situation Saturday because of the rain delay, coming in, I guess, in relief.
Yeah, no, that's tough, especially when you don't really have your mind set on pitching in a game. And I'll tell you what, he loves pitching in the Big A. 3-0 this season with an ERA just over 2. 6-0 in his career at the Big A.
1 ball, 1 strike. Beckham could not hold up on that breaking pitch. Gordon Beckham, the second baseman, a 195 average, a couple of home runs, 9 runs batted in. Former first-round pick of the White Sox, 8th overall at the University of Georgia. Takes that pitch high. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's a team that will strike out a lot. They lead the American League as far as strikeouts. 299 of them so far this year. They do have a lot of power in this lineup, the White Sox do. So look for Jerome to try to stay down in the zone. Robin Ventura allowing his club to be aggressive also on the bases with a number of stolen bases, 28.
This one chopped to the left side. Callaspo has to come in, plays the short hop, nicely high throw, but Pujols keeps the foot on the bag. And there are 2 down. Take a look at the Home Depot doing more on defense for the Halos. Vernon Wells in left, Mike Trout in center. Mark Trumbo is back in right field. The infield consists of Alberto Callaspo, Eric Ibar, Howie Kendrick, and Albert Pujols from third to first, and Bobby Wilson is behind the plate.
I think Callaspo realized we were going to spotlight him as far as the defense. No errors at that third base position. He's made some solid plays. 0 errors, like I said, in 47 total chances, and has been involved in turning 5 double plays.
First pitch to Adam Dunn is in for a strike. Bounce back year for Dunn as far as the power numbers. The average is up just about 90 points from where it ended up last year. Disappointing season for Dunn and the White Sox. Pujols
Picks up that foul ball. It's an 0-2 count on Dunn. Dunn last year finishing with a 159 batting average in his first season with Chicago. 11 home runs and 42 runs batted in 122 games. The overall numbers this year, the on-base percentage back up there. He'll strike out. He'll also draw the walk.
Got some decent numbers against Jerome, too. 462 with a home run. And
upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Angels overshift on Dunn. 3 infielders on the right side. Howie Kendrick out in shallow right field. Jerome's 1-2 pitch is just in off the plate.
You see the pitch before goes high fastball, then try to throw the 2-seam fastball to catch the inside corner. All speed down and away, very effective against Adam Dunn, though.
White Sox rolling into this one, third in the Central Division, 3.5 games back as Dunn strikes out, swinging Jerome Williams with a 1-2-3 first. Into the bottom of the first, Trout, Callasco, and Pujols to face Gavin Floyd with no score. Third, Pujols at first. Kendrys Morales, you see he took the clean shaven now.
All right, looks good.
He is a bald man. He is the DH cleanup hitter. Mark Trumbo's in right field. Howie Kendrick at second. Vernon Wells at left. Eric Ibar's the shortstop. Bobby Wilson batting ninth, doing the catcher. Taking on the 29-year-old Baltimore, Maryland native by the name of Gavin Floyd.
Gavin Floyd is throwing the ball exceptionally well so far this year. Fastball 89-94. Curveball, cut fastball, which he throws very often, and a changeup. Very good as far as quick to the plate. Very difficult to steal against.
7 starts for Floyd this year, 3-3 mark, 46 1/3 innings, just 31 hits allowed, 42 strikeouts, 13 walks. This is a White Sox team that has a team ERA of 3.87. That's 6th in the American League. Starters ERA just below 4. Relievers at 3.61 as Mike Trout steps in to lead things off. Mentioned that 3-for-4 game he had in yesterday's game. 2 singles and a home run. Scored 3 runs. And also picked up a stolen base. So the average at 316. 8 total runs batted in. 0-1 pitch is fouled off to the right. And it's quickly an 0-2 count. Morale, the third baseman, will drop back now. Trout in the hole.
Right-handers only hitting 159 against Gavin Floyd. Very effective as far as the big curveball when he gets ahead of the count, and also that cut fastball is effective for him.
0-2 on its way. That is a called strike 3. Down goes Trout for the first out here in the first. Defensively for the White Sox, Viciedo's in left. De Aza is in center. Rios in right. The infield is Morel, Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko from third to first, with A.J. Przinsky behind the plate.
Brent Morel, one of the better fielding third basemen in the American League at third base for the White Sox. He has committed 3 errors this year, but a guy that does well. And Ramirez also on that side of the infield. Rocket arm for him, so there's a lot of coverage with Morel and Ramirez on that side of the infield for the White Sox.
Alberto Callasco looks at his strike. Halos yesterday against Oakland had 12 hits as Irvin Santana picked up his second win. Callaspo had 2 of them, 2 for 4 with an RBI. Picked up his second double. In his first attempt at his second double of the year, he was thrown out by Josh Reddick.
Reddick had some kind of arm out there, accurate arm in right field for the A's.
A little bit high, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Morel playing in at third just in case Callaspo decides to drop one down. But Alberto not known to be much of a bunter. The outfield straight around. The 2-1 pitch. This one's fouled back. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, you like to see that, though, if you're Callaspo and the Angels when you have them brought up like that, especially because Gavin Floyd throws a lot of pitches on the outside corner. If you go that way, you can get it by him because he's playing in. At that point, now back now with 2 strikes on him.
2-2 on its way. Callaspo flips one over the outstretched glove of Brent Morel down the left field line. Alberto will stop, this time at first base. A 1-out base hit. We'd like to welcome the men and women in uniform serving around the world, watching tonight's broadcast in 175 countries on AFN, the American Forces Network. Thanks for all you do. We hope that you're enjoying tonight's telecast. So with Callaspo at first and 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning, Albert Pujols will step to the plate. Albert with the 3 for 4 performance last night, 2 runs batted in, now with 14 RBIs, the average of 212. Still with that 1 home run that happened a week ago Sunday here at the Big A. 8 doubles, no triples. The first one is lifted in the air to shallow right. Going out as a second baseman, Beckham. Rios tried to call him off. Beckham took control, 2 outs.
Boy, emphatically took control. That's a play where it's much easier for an outfielder coming in on a pop-up as compared to an infielder going back on it. Especially a little sunlight towards Beckham's eyes when he goes back on the baseball, where that little bit of sun as it's setting through the crevice of the outfield gets in his eyes, but made the play.
So 2 outs. Callaspo still at first. Here's Kendrys Morales. Kendrys going with the aerodynamic look now.
Trying to be quicker.
Deceptive speed as that pitch is down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Kendrys had a 1 for 4 game. A 301 average. 3 home runs, 11 runs batted in. White Sox do not overshift. Although Ramirez, the shortstop, playing him more towards the bag at second. Big hole on the left side. Morel off the line. 1-0. A little bit high. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
They certainly play deep in the outfield, the White Sox defenders do. Gavin Floyd has given up 4 home runs this year, not known to give up a lot of home runs. So it's good to see him playing back there. You can get a flare in the front of him with first to third.
Fouled off to the left. 2 balls and a strike. Floyd last year for the White Sox. 31 games, 30 starts, had a 12-13 record, a 4.37 ERA. Originally a Phillies #1 pick. 4th overall, that was back in 2001. Came over to Chicago in the 2006 deal for Freddie Garcia. Deal which also included Gio Gonzalez. Swing and a miss. Nice breaking pitch down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's always been a pitcher that takes no-hit type stuff almost every game out. Anytime you can throw a curveball like that and also still throw the fastball in the low to mid-90s, changes speeds well, pitches inside effective. He's hit 4 batters this year because he pitches inside a lot.
17-game winner in 2008 as he checks in on Callaspo. Two. Ground ball to the right side. Konerko tried to go for it, but alertly lets Beckham take care of it. Morales is thrown out to end the bottom of the first. We're scoreless after 1. Williams back onto the mound after a 1-2-3 first inning. We will take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
It's one of your favorite songs there, Victor. Roll with the Changes by REO Speedwagon. The decision was made to remove Mickey Hatcher as a hitting coach. Jim Epper taking over now. It's up to the responsibility of the players to go out and put up some offensive numbers and allow the pitching staff to be more aggressive and relax on the mound when they get those early leads.
Paul Konerko to lead things off. The first one is a little bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. Konerko, Pierzynski, and Rios here in the second inning. Konerko off to a very good start once again. A .344 average, 7 home runs, and 20 runs batted in. Former first rounder himself way back in the day, 1994, with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
He seems to get better every year. Before he was more of a guy that power, swing and miss, but his batting averages climbs consistently every year.
At 31 home runs last year, 105 runs batted in as he takes that one down and in. 2 balls and a strike. Hit 300 last year, as we pointed out, hitting .344 to start this year. That's good for 4th overall in the American League. Josh Hamilton over 400 at the start of the day. Derek Jeter, and then Big Papi, David Ortiz. This one out toward the alley in left center field. Trout coming on and to his right makes the catch. And there is out number 1. As we take a look at our Kia standings and focusing on the American League Central. Cleveland sitting atop that division. Kind of a surprise considering it was supposed to be Tigers and everyone else. But Tigers offensively have struggled, much like the Angels have. They have not been able to get it going. And you see the White Sox 4 back.
And the White Sox playing pretty good, really, when you think about it. Under Robin Ventura, a lot of people expected them to struggle at times. And, you know, they've been pretty solid. But you mentioned the Tigers. Back into the rotations also been questionable for them. They're not scoring enough runs. They're not catching the baseball also, which people anticipated. But they consider the strength of their rotation and power enough to be able to walk away with this division.
Reading Jim Leland's quotes. The Tigers were playing up in Oakland just a couple of days ago, and he was asked about his team. He said, this one's lined right back up the middle. 1 out base hit for Pierzynski. But he basically was asked about his team. He goes, we haven't played bad baseball. Well, we've pitched okay. We've played decent defense. We just haven't hit. I mean, that's just up and down that lineup. And the only exception perhaps being maybe Miguel Cabrera, who falls out of bed hitting. But the rest of that lineup, much like the Angels, 1 through 9, just hasn't clicked for the Tigers.
Yeah, I saw the Tigers a lot in spring training on TV, and Rayburn was hitting the ball well. He's struggling. There's a number of guys they anticipated hitting the ball for him, have not. But at some point, you know the Tigers are going to start making good, consistent contact, and it's going to go a long way once they do it.
Alex Rios looks at a strike. The right fielder hitting .275 this year. A home run and 14 runs batted in. He's got 5 doubles and tied for the American League lead in triples with 3. This one's fouled off to the right and no balls and 2 strikes. Rios last year hit .227, 13 home runs and 44 runs batted in. Here comes the 0-2. This one ground ball towards short. Ibar plays the big hop, feeds Kendrick for 1 to lead, and the first is in time. Nice double play. Nice job by Ibar to stick with that weird bounce. We head to the bottom of the second with no score. crowd on hand, still filing in on Peter Bourjos bobblehead night. Peter kind enough to be at one of the gates handing out his bobblehead.
He was so quick. He ran out there, handed out some bobbleheads, and ran back in.
Not in the starting lineup, so he had the time to do that. He's a man of the people. There it is.
How quick he is, even as a bobblehead.
He agrees with you.
Yes.
Here in the bottom of the second with no score, Trumbo Kendrick Wells to face Gavin Floyd. Who had a strikeout in the first, also gave a base hit to Callaspo. Mark looks at a strike. Trumbo had a one-hit performance last night, 1 for 4. The average of 326. 6 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Yeah, 1 pitch. Breaking ball missing downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Staying away from the fastball against Trumbo, at least the first 2 pitches. Let's see, during this sequence, he'll try to go inside just to be able to establish that part of the plate.
Swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Little cutter, tight slider.
Yeah, I mean, he calls it a cut fastball, but that's almost like a true slider he's thrown at 84, 85 miles an hour. Just enough break to get it off the end of the bat.
And just 84, 85 miles an hour. That's all we've seen so far. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Goes with that 4-seamer away. Gets Trumbo. Second strikeout for Floyd. Fans, the Angels 20-game flex plan gives you the chance to choose the 20 games you want to see during the season. This plan has no blackout dates, a postseason option, and you receive a ticket to Fan Appreciation Day free. Buy your flex plan today at angels.com/mini plans or by calling 888-796-HALO. Here's Howie Kendrick. Takes the sinking fastball inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Howie went 0 for 3 yesterday. A 273 average, 4 home runs, and 11 runs batted in. 7 doubles and 2 triples for Howie. This one bounced over to Morel at third. The third baseman throws across the diamond. And there are 2 outs. The 2 outs and nobody on, and Vernon Wells coming to the plate. Vernon went 2 for 4. 242 average. So that on base percentage, though, at just 266. He's been down in that bottom third of the order for a little bit now. No balls and 1 strike. Lays off the breaking pitch, and it evens the count at 1-1.
Running 7 for 18 in his career against Gavin, including a home run.
It's 2 balls and a strike. Would you consider Gavin Floyd a short armor?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, he kind of like Kenny Hill. Nolan Ryan was a short armor. He didn't go all the way back as far as getting that arm extended far back, but he was able to utilize the lower part of his body very well to be able to generate that arm speed he had throughout his whole career.
Floyd, a big guy at 6'6", listed at 235. Signed through this year, but the White Sox hold a club option for him for next season. 3-1 pitch, and it's a 2-out walk. Wells is on board. Brings up Ivan to take a look at Gavin's motion.
Well, you see, most guys will, when they get their arms extended, he does a nice job as far as hiding the baseball. Got great balance over the pitching rub, and then straight up and down with the arm. Gets over that front leg very well, and that's why he's effective with the curveball and his cut fastball, because of that type of delivery he has. Not real long in a throwing motion.
Second base runner of the game against Floyd. At the base hit by Callaspo with 1 out of the first. Now Wells with the 2-out walk. 0-1 count on Eric. A 0-for-4 game yesterday. A 187 average. Just not been able to figure things out. A lot of fly balls, especially to the left side. He had 2 fly balls to the left, 1 to center field.
At times too aggressive at the plate. This is a 213 on base percentage too, going along with that low average for him.
Swing and a miss. And it's an 0-2 count.
See, ideally, you would like to see Erick Aybar just trust his hands, let the ball travel in, and just hit the ball hard between short and third base. I watched Mike Scioscia talk to him on that last road trip. He said, I just want every ball hit on the ground on that side of the infield. Keep the hands back and trust them.
You also haven't seen him, and you usually do with a speed guy, is trying to drop some bunts down. Try to pick up a couple of knots. Not necessarily doing it right now, but I'm just saying in general, he's trying to get himself going, build some confidence up. 0-2. This one hit well out toward right field. This one's chasing Rios back, stepping onto the warning track. That's off the wall. Wells being waved around. He is going to score. And Aybar with an RBI double. 1-0 Angels. Well, it certainly looked like Rios almost was drifting back on that baseball, not anticipating that carry. And Eric picks up his 4th double of the season.
Well, you can see him looking up to see if he could see the highlight. He didn't think that ball was going to carry. We've seen the last 2-3 days here, even at night, the ball carrying pretty well. Boy, this mislocation, you see Brzezinski wanted a fastball away. The ball was in the inner half, and he turned on it. Down in that position where left-handers could drop the head of the bat and connect well, and he did so, driving in Vernon Wells after that 2-out walk, which always seems to come back and haunt pitchers.
So Bobby Wilson will get an opportunity here with Aybar standing at second base. 2 outs, 1-0 Halos on the Aybar double. Bobby looks at his strike. Wilson had an 0-for-3 game yesterday. The average at 231. No extra base hits. He has 1 run batted in. Ground ball, weakly hit towards short. Ramirez has a very strong throw. Marvin Wilson is the 3rd out here in the 2nd. But the Angels strike first. Erick Aybar puts the Angels on the board. They lead us 1-0 after 2. To nothing. We welcome you inside our broadcast booth. Victor Rojas, the Angels general manager Jerry Dipoto, and Mark Gubicza. And obviously, it's been a very difficult time for this Angels family over the last 24 hours, making a difficult decision in letting Mickey Hatcher go. How did you finally arrive at that decision?
A difficult one, as you said, but over the course of time is the answer to the question. And We've been watching an offense sputter along for the better half of a month and a half, and we felt like it was time to initiate change and bring a different voice into the mix here. We all love Mickey. He's a fantastic guy and a hard worker. But at a certain point, it becomes about the results on the field, and we need to show the guys that there's an urgency.
And you bring in Jim Eppert, a guy that's been working with a number of the young players. How important was that to have that continuity between Jim and, of course, some of the players already on this team?
Oh, it's tremendous. Trumbo, Borges, Kendrick, Ibar, all these guys, Mike Trout, have passed through Jim Eppert on their way to the big leagues. And, I said earlier today, and something, we've heard it as cliche in baseball for so long, it's very difficult to get to the big leagues. It's tougher to stay. And I think for the purpose of these players, these are accomplished major league hitters who are now having difficulty, some of them for the first time in their careers. And this is a time where you need a voice that you're familiar with.
Jerry, obviously it seems as Alexi Ramirez is going to grind out here for the first down. I guess Mike Scioscia has been here a long time, and his contract extends for a longer period of time. I believe it's 2018. I'm not exactly sure on the number of years left on his deal. But that being said, it seems like you've been giving a lot of authority over this franchise, the direction, philosophy, staffing, if you will. How did that conversation go with Mike? Was there a conversation with Mike, and what was his reaction to you deciding finally to say we need to make a change?
Well, ultimately, we'll have a conversation about any moves we make, whether it's player personnel, adding players to the roster, it's staffing decisions, the smallest things. Not an easy conversation to have, truth be told. Mike and Mickey have been together. This is probably the first game he's ever managed without Mickey as his hitting coach, dating back to AAA. So those are difficult decisions to make. Ultimately, I believe it to be in the best interest of the organization, and that's what I have in mind.
When you talk about that different voice as far as a hitting coach, what are you looking for out of Jim to be able to be successful with this lineup right now?
This Seattle's going to tie this game up shy with a home run. It's a 1-1 tie now.
I'm sorry, Gooby. I got locked in on that.
I know. I'm so used to seeing that against me. I'm trying to hide from those things, especially when it's the opponent hitting that ball out.
You and me both.
Yeah.
But if you wouldn't mind repeating, going back into it, I got a vapor lock.
Well, I think when it comes down to, you talked about that different voice. What are you looking for to Jim to be able to have that conversation with the hitters? We saw him go in after a short press conference today to go in and talk to the hitters. What do you think that philosophy is going to be be able to change the course of this offense right now?
Well, what we'd like to see is the guys go out there, have a calmer approach in the box, not panic, chasing pitches out of the strike zone. We've been the worst in baseball in that regard, chasing pitches outside the strike zone. It has to be consistent. The message has to be consistent. And we've got to learn how to pass the baton 1 through 9 in our lineup, how to manufacture runs. We talk about the most simplistic of offensive game plans. Get them on, get them over, get them in. We failed to deliver in those situations, right down to the get them on. And we have to do that more consistently than we have been.
As far as the interim tag, is there an interim tag? Is Jim the guy the rest of the year, and then you'll reevaluate the situation as you get into the offseason?
There is no interim tag. I'm not a big believer in the interim tag. I've worn it before, and it makes it very difficult to do your job every day or have the authority with the receiver. But, spoke to Jim today, spoke to him last night. He's aware of the situation here. We'll assess as we go forward. We want to give Jim every opportunity to sink his teeth into this job and prove that it should be his long term. He's had a great history in this organization and in baseball.
Yeah, Jim's been with this organization for over 10 years, player, coach, instructor. But is this a signal to perhaps maybe to the clubhouse, whether it's a coaching staff or otherwise, that the buck stops with you, that not afraid to pull the trigger if you need to?
Not at all. I don't think that's the message at all. The message is we should be better than we are. And this is a results-oriented game, and we expect better results.
Jerry, you look at the team right now, not where you want to be, obviously. That's an easy thing to say. But the reality is there's some things that are good. You see Trout, see Trumbo both progressing, and of course the starting staff. So there's a lot of good things certainly going on to be able to put it all together if everyone gets the same message and start playing better baseball.
And that's really all you want to see. We could Trout and Trumbo. We've gotten terrific performance from Jared Weaver, from C.J. Wilson. Scott Downs has been tremendous. We added Ernesto Frieri. He's been great since we got him. And, hope that continues. We watched a turnaround for Jordan Walden since being removed from the closer spot. And he's reestablishing what he's about, is going out there and challenging with velocity. We've had good contributions from Howie Kendrick, others on the club. This is not it's not a wholesale failure, and this is not to point Mickey out as the lone culprit in our guilt. We are all responsible for what happens with this team every day, myself included, and we're going to continue to make the moves that we feel like we need to make to ensure our present and future success.
Jerry, I want to ask you about, aside from this whole situation you had to deal with last night and obviously into today, but Torrey Hunter a couple of days ago being placed on the restricted list. There's no real time frame for a return. What the mindset for you and having to deal with a situation like that? Torrey was struggling for a little bit, but he obviously a key component to this ball club.
Very, both on the field and off. Torrey is an integral part of our clubhouse and a huge part of the energy on our club every day. Great teammate, I think admired by 24 of his teammates, and that's rare in the game. These are instances where you can't have a care for anything but Torrey and his family right now. And however long it takes for Torrey to come back, that's how long it takes.
And is that correct in that it could be a day, it could be however long? There's no, from a Major League Baseball standpoint, restricted list is whatever that individual needs.
Undetermined period of time.
When you look at, you watched Jerome Williams out on the hill for you today. What a story he is, and the fact is the adjustment. You remember you saw him in the National League when he first came up, a power guy making that adjustment to a lot of movement, a lot of placement of the fastball, his split finger fastball, slider, all those little things to be able to get ground ball outs. What a story he is for you.
I think he's been a tremendous story. It's been a revelation for me because I saw Jerome at one point 10 years ago, and much different pitcher today. He's been through some challenges in life. He battled the adversity, and he's come out on top. I think he's a much more mature person than he was when he started out, and he'll tell you that. And his pitching style, and I'll use this as a citing something that Jerome did in Texas that I thought was extraordinary, where he went out there and he battled in a very difficult situation, picking up the CJ during that rain game.
Alejandro De Aza is going to score on the double by Gordon Beckham with 2 outs here in the third, and the White Sox now with a 2-1 lead. Jerry, we know you're busy, and we certainly appreciate your time. And as always, you've been as forthright as you've been since day one here, and we certainly appreciate your time as always.
That's my pleasure.
Thanks, Jared.
Thanks, man. Mike Butcher out to pay a visit to Jerome Williams. The home run to Viciedo tying this game up. And Gordon Beckham getting one off the end of the bat. Vernon Wells had a long run, just could not catch up to that ball. The only thing you could have hoped for in that situation is that ball had bounced over the wall. A ground rule double and would have kept De Aza at third base, but because that ball stayed in play, De Aza is able to score, and Beckham picks up his 10th run batted in on his 7th double of the season.
And one thing I noticed that at Jerome so far tonight, a couple pitches up in the strike zone. We have not seen that, particularly at home. Now, whether it's a residual effect from, just getting those mechanics weren't there in Texas, sometimes that muscle memory brings you to that next start. And so far, like I said, when his baseball is down in the strike zone, very effective. But when the baseball is up, it's been hit pretty hard so far.
And Jerome in that start, I should say relief appearance Saturday. 6 2/3 innings, 6 runs, all earned on 11 hits through 111 pitches. That was a season high for him. He's thrown 44 so far through 2 2/3. 28 strikes. He has 1 strikeout, no walks. Dunn takes that pitch down low. The strikeout of Adam Dunn, the only punch out that Jerome had. He had a 1-2-3 inning in the first, faced a minimum 3 in the second, courtesy of a double play ball that Alex Rios hit into. He's allowed 3 hits here in the third and 2 runs so far. Beckham at second base, the 2-1 pitch, and Dunn pulls it into the overshift. Howie Kendrick out in shallow right field. The retired Dunn, the inning comes to an end, but the White Sox take the lead on 3 hits. Viciedo picked up the home run. Into the bottom of the third, 2-1 Sox. facing I guess an even younger Jim Eppard. That was Jim's first major league hit.
How did I not feel my position on that play?
That's pretty good fielding position there.
Yeah.
And Duke said, I've seen enough. No mullet, too, huh?
I'm glad you found that.
We did some serious searching.
Oh,
White Sox
man.
lead at 2-1, bottom of the third inning. Trout trying to bunt his way on, bunts it foul. You really went with that shaped look as far as the uniform, didn't you?
You like that?
Very European back in the day. Trout, Callaspo, and Pujols here in the third. Our thanks again to Jerry Dipoto for joining us in the booth. Always very forthright. Trout fouls that back. The ball's at 2 strikes. A lot of times you get boilerplate answers, whether it's from the general manager or manager.
I'll tell you, he's
coaches.
Really, really honest. There's no question.
Trout 0 for 1. He struck out looking in the first. It's down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gavin Floyd gave up a 2-out walk to Vernon Wells in the second, and the RBI double to Ivar. At that point, put the Angels up 1-0, but Jerome Williams unable to execute the shutdown inning, giving up 2 runs at the top of this inning. Breaking pitch sent has looped out to shallow center field. Beckham is going out. He can't get it. That falls in for a hit. Piazza holds Trout at first base. A leadoff single for Mike Trout.
How about, don't you think the pitchers have realized it's not a good idea to strike out Trout the first at bat? Strike him out the first at bat. Now he gets a base hit going hard, thinking double. And his approach, even though at full the times able to keep his bat long enough through the strike zone to be able to make good enough contact, and gets another base hit.
So Callaspo comes up. Alberto had a base hit to left field in the first inning. It was stranded at first. It's 1 for 1. Morale playing in over at third base. Trout with 3 stolen bases this year. Has not been caught stealing as of yet. And the first one is just outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
You can see Gavin Floyd with his slide step. What do I mean by that? He's quick to the plate, doesn't have a high leg kick, so he's delivering the baseball about 1-2, 1-2-5 to the plate, which is extremely quick. He's also has a good pickoff move to first base. Even though he's tall, he's extremely fast to the plate.
Quick throw to first. Trout diving back in. The Angels with the win yesterday, 16-21, 10-9 here at home, 6-12 out on the road. 1-0 pitch. Trout takes off. Hit and run action. Callaspo bounces it foul. Tough pitch to hit and run on down and in.
Yeah, plus Trout didn't get a real good jump on that one. Had to make sure the baseball was delivered home. Stumbled a little bit as he tried to get that good jump. I like what Mike Sosa is trying to do here, trying to create an opportunity to score. Like Jerry Dipoto said, the opportunity to create, get him on, get him over, and then get him in.
One hit well to deep right field. Rios giving chase, still going back. That's over his head. Travel round second, head to third, and again Rios either is not picking up the baseball at all, or just for whatever reason thinks that there's a marine layer effect here that's going to kill the baseball, and that's a single for Callaspo.
And he's playing pretty deep to begin with, so he doesn't have to go back necessarily a long distance. Hit well. Another pitch that was middle part of the plate, looked like a cut fastball that Brzezinski wanted to go to the outside corner. Went off the lower part of the wall. If he gets back, he has a real good chance to make that play, but gave up on the ball. is playing the carom. He's able to keep Callaspo at first, but
Yep.
Trout easily gets into third.
That's the other thing, too, is that I don't think he realized where he was in relation to the wall. He seemed to pull up before he even got to the warning track. The Angels will take it. Back-to-back hits. Runners at first and third. Nobody out. Albert Pujols at the plate. Albert swung at the very first pitch he saw in the first inning. It popped out to Beckham, the second baseman. Callaspo now with 2 hits in this game. Back-to-back multi-hit games for Alberto. Pujols takes a breaking ball for a strike.
With that off-speed pitch, first pitch, Floyd's going to go in hard off the plate against Pujols. But Albert really quick on that pitch when he's in a good groove.
Albert with that 3-hit game yesterday, his second of the season. This one's drilled out toward deep left center field. DeIver's back at the wall. Three-run Jimmy Jeff threat for Pujols. 4-2 Angels.
Was super quick on that fastball inside, as we suspected. Floyd was going to try to go inside after the changeup first pitch and crushed it out to center field. A lot of smiles in that dugout tonight.
Kendrys Morales takes that pitch up and away. Second home run of the season for Albert, now with 17 runs batted in. Nobody out, nobody on. 3 consecutive hits for the Halos as Morales bounces this one foul. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Boy, trying to see Brzezinski setting up inside with that quick swing through the baseball in the inner half by Pujols. No doubter. Boy, that's the perfect shift that we talked about so often with Albert when he's in a groove. Not a lot of movement, hands through the baseball and connecting.
2 balls and a strike now on Kendrys, who grounded out to Beckham to end the first inning.
Amazing thing is, even after he hits a home run, he's still teaching in that dugout.
That's fouled back, knocking the mask off Brzezinski. Breaking pitch outside. Full count on Kendrys Morales. Mark Trumbo on deck. This inning started with that flare base hit by Mike Trout. Callaspo with a base hit off the base of the wall in right field. And then Pujols with a 3-run home run. 3-2. That's hit in the air toward right. Rios has a beat on this one. 1 out. Just took enough off that pitch to get Kendrys out in front. Mark Trumbo will step to the plate.
The impressive thing, I mentioned the fact that right-handers were only hitting 159 against Gavin Floyd so far this year, but Trout gets a base hit from the right side, and then Albert Pujols hits a 3-run home run.
Trumbo looks at a fastball for a strike. Mark struck out swinging on a fastball away in the second inning, so he's 0 for 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Well, he stayed with cut fastballs and fastballs away against Trumbo. Now he's got to look in terms of looking out over the plate. He's not going to be throwing inside here. At this point, he's not going to try to make that mistake, so you got to look away and try to hit the ball hard to right field.
That's kind of my point as far as the scouting report on Mark Trumbo. As you see Brzezinski set up outside, they know that he's been able to handle even fastballs in, hard fastballs in off the plate and turn on them. You figure that the scouting report is make him earn his keep on the outer third of the plate.
And he's done a great job with that as far as hits.
Especially with 2 strikes.
Yeah, we've seen him hit a tremendous home run at Citi Field in New York last year on the ball, just like that.
Just like that. Perfect example. Driving it back into center field. On a 1-2 count, Trumbo's on board with 1 away here in the third.
I mean, that's an amazing adjustment he's made from last year, although he had a great rookie season with 29 home runs, but his ability to make good contact when he's behind in the count. That's a good swing on a breaking pitch away.
He's quick. For a big guy, he is quick enough to handle that fastball in and still react away. 2 strikes, your protect mode right there. And as we were just talking before that hit, even with his backside maybe open, cheating for that inside pitch, still the hands be able to drive that ball into right field. As Howie Kendrick steps in with 1 out, 1 on. Fastball strike on the outside corner.
And I think with Howie up here in Trumbo with some good speed at first, he has 1 stolen base. I would not be surprised if you see Mike Scioscia along the line here put on a hit and run also to get Howie swing back.
Howie grounded out to Morel in the second inning. 0 for 1. This one sharply hit towards short. Backhand stopped by Ramirez. Feeds back up for 1, but Wheeler the first, not in time. Hard takeout by Trumbo. And Howie reaches on the fielder's choice. There are 2 outs.
Boy, Trumbo was so old school as a player. Beckham in there at the base, but Trumbo made sure there was no easy throw for Beckham after a nice play by Ramirez. Boy, nice play on the backhand. Flip over and you see Trumbo going in hard to make sure that Beckham wasn't going to get an easy path as far as that throw. And a late, good, hard slide. A lot of high fives in that dugout when Trumbo came back in there.
Here's Vernon Wells, who drew a walk with 2 outs in the second. Came around to score the first run as he fouls off the first pitch.
A lot of times when a takeout like that, it goes unnoticed as far as watching the game. Your teammates realize it, but it also gives you an opportunity to prolong an inning. You know, if Vernon gets a base hit or hits the ball out of the ballpark, it's a 2-run cushion from there instead of being done through the inning and having Jerome Williams back out there on the mound. Forces some extra throws from Gavin, too.
Now he takes off. The breaking pitch is down low. The throw down is in time. Kendrick is gunned down to end the third. But Albert Pujols with his second home run of the season, a 3-run shot. The Angels retake the lead. We're through 3, 4-2 Halos. Four to 2. Albert Pujols, his first 3-run home run of the season, second home run overall. And here the 4th inning, Jerome Williams to face Konerko, Pierzynski, and Rios. 4, 5, and 6 for Chicago. Konerko to fly ball to center field to second, so he's 0 for 1. First pitch is just outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Williams with 1 strikeout, no walks. He's allowed 4 hits, 3 of which happened in the 3rd inning. Home run to Viciedo. The 2-out single to De Aza, followed by the 2-out double, RBI double by Gordon Beckham. At that point, put the White Sox up 2-1. 1-1 pitch. Konerko lines it into center field. The leadoff man is on board. Same umpiring crew that the Angels had the first 2 games of this homestand against Oakland. That's Corey Blazer calling the balls and strikes today. Chad Fairchild is at first. Crew chief Tom Hallion is at second base. And Alfonso Marquez is over at third.
Back to Konerko. That's why he's hitting what he's hitting right now, over 340. That approach going up the middle. Pretty good cut fastball by Jerome Williams. He hits that ball for a base hit right over second base and then for the outfield for a knock.
The ball and no strikes on A.J. Pierzynski, who had a single in the 2nd inning. Was erased on the inning in a double play by Rios. A.J. has been batting .288. 5 home runs and 24 runs batted in as that pitch is down low. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Pierzynski now 35 years of age. .287 last year for Chicago. Pulls this one foul. It's 2-1. Pierzynski originally the Minnesota Twins organization.
Still received very well here by the crowd.
Fan favorite.
Oh, no question.
The 2-1. This one's lying down the left field side, but out of play. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Traded from the Twins to the San Francisco Giants. Joe Nathan, Boof Bonser, and Francisco Liriano.
It worked out pretty well for the Twins.
Yeah. 2-2. Ground ball towards second base. Kendrick will get Konerko at first base. That ball kind of took forever to get to Howie, and they get the lead runner for the first out. Pierzynski reaching on the fielder's choice.
Also a good decision there from Howie. Get the lead runner. You always try to do that. You still keep that double play in order. A little slow roll. You have Konerko has to let the baseball go by him. And then, of course, Howie's able to get that throw to second base to get the force out.
That's the second weird bounce we've seen on this infield. We had Ibarb when he turned that double play on Rios, a little kangaroo hop toward him, and then that one looked like it just stayed down on that second hop.
Right around that lip between the grass and the dirt.
Rios lining one to left. Vernon Wells coming on, makes the catch. 2 outs. Be sure to log on to FoxSportsWest.com for everything having to do with Southern California sports. The battle for L.A., Lakers and the Clippers. Lakers are playing tonight in OKC. Track and field, the volleyball CIF finals. And in the Kings playoff run, Kings boat racing the Phoenix Coyotes.
Wrist shot today for you.
You like
Not
that?
a slap shot.
Not a slap shot, just a wrister?
He's trying to avoid the boards. There were some heavy hitting in that
cheap
contest.
Shots.
Yes.
Coyotes, little cheap shots. But you know what? They're in Phoenix. Come on.
They were a little upset.
Yeah.
Kings played so well.
It was a warm day there. Everyone seems to be all right for the Kings. Lex Ramirez grounded out to third base in the 3rd inning. 0 for 1. Off the end of the bat towards short. Ibar will throw on to first base, and Ramirez is retired for the 3rd out. Jerome Williams with the shutdown inning as the Angels remain on top.
The new wireless receiver from AT&T Uverse. Visit AT&T.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. By CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax, start here. And by Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Get your game on.
4-2 Angels, bottom of the fourth inning, bottom third of the order coming up. Jerome Williams gave that leadoff base hit to Konerko, but they've settled down. No damage after that. Wells, Ibar, Wilson here against Gavin Floyd. Vernon was at the plate when Howie Kendrick was thrown out trying to steal second base to end the third inning. The first pitch is in for a strike. A walk to Wells into second with 2 outs. He eventually came around to score.
A nice job by Jerome to be able to get that shutdown inning like you mentioned, Victor. That's huge for the team.
Breaking pitch is fouled back. No balls and 2 strikes. Gavin Floyd just got away with a pitch. That was a little hanging breaking pitch.
Another breaking pitch he left over the inside part of the plate. You would think he's going to go hard fastball down and away now, and it's up to Vernon to be able to hit the ball the other way like Trumbo was able to do.
Yeah, Brzezinski just tapping the glove on the dirt after that pitch. That's where he wanted it. 1-2. We'll come back on that fastball away. Wells is the first out here in the bottom of the fourth. We will take a look at our AT&T trivia question for tonight. Who are the only 2 skippers to manage both the White Sox and the Angels? Eric Ibar stepping up. He had a double off the wall in right field in the second inning. His 4th double, picking up his 7th run batted in.
That's a tough trivia question tonight.
First one's a breaking pitch for a strike. Showing Button tries to slap on it past Morel at third and slaps it foul.
Good idea, though. Seen him be successful in the last road trip doing the same thing over the third baseman's head. In the last few seasons, we talk about one of the most effective as far as bunts and infield hits. Eric Ibar is at the top of that list.
Breaking pitch, and that is hooked foul. Still a no ball, 2 strike count. Another 0-2. Breaking pitch down low. White Sox are 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. The Angels 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Also 2 men left on. This 2-game series concludes tomorrow afternoon. It's a 12:35 start tomorrow here at the Big A. It's down and in, 2-2. The Angels then start a 10-game roader beginning Friday night, interleague play, San Diego Padres. That's where they kick off that roadie at Petco Park.
Well, the Angels always seem to get right when interleague comes around. They're the best in the game as far as interleague winning percentage.
Breaking pitch, and he got him swinging, 2 down. 3rd strikeout for Gavin Floyd. Fans, on May 28th, the Angels will be taking on the Yankees at 6:05. Come out to the Big A and receive an Angels car freshener and watch postgame fireworks courtesy of Nitto Tire. Purchase tickets today at the Angel Stadium ticket office or log on at angels.com. Nitto Tires, isn't it was it last year with Torrey?
Yes.
Bobby Wilson lifting this one in the air on the third base side. Morel crossing into foul territory. Now back into fair territory, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Gavin Floyd. 4 complete, 4-2 Angels. Fifth inning, the only two skippers to manage both the Pale Hose and the Angels, Jim Fregosi and the Rooster, Doug Rader.
A couple high-energy guys managing.
Doug Rader, one of the largest necks in the history of mankind.
Strong human being.
Yeah. He was kind of Brett Laurie before Brett Laurie.
Yeah, he wasn't afraid to scream at me a few times.
You and everybody else.
Yes.
4-2 Halos here in the fifth inning. Viciedo, Morale, and Diaz against Jerome Williams. That's 8-9-1. Viciedo with a home run, a solo shot in the third. Lines this one toward left center field. Another leadoff hit for the Chicago White Sox.
Viciedo's a couple good at bats so far. That one base hit, and of course he had that home run back in the third inning.
Morel, the third baseman, coming up. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to short. A little bit late on that fastball. It's 0-1. Product of Corona at the Cal Poly St. Louis Obispo. 245 last year. Hitting just 178 this season. A couple of doubles, 5 runs batted in. Chopper towards short, could be 2. Ibar to Kendrick for 1. The relay in time, a double play. Second turn by the Angels defense.
When you could expect that with Jerome Williams on the mound. Gets a lot of ground balls. With men on first, you still have a great chance to get a double play. It was a perfect off the end of the bat, sink action on the fastball. Good pivot and throw to Howie. 6-4-3 double play. Great feed. That's what you want to do. You want to have it up around letter high so you can get away from the base and avoid the runner and still have a strong throw to first base.
There's Alejandro De Aza, who fakes the bunt, takes down low. De Aza, the center fielder, grounded out to Kendrick in the first single, then scored in the third. One ball, one strike. De Aza with good speed. Picked up from the Florida Marlins. Got into 54 games last year for Chicago. Hit .329 in those games. Had 12 stolen bases. That one's very close to the kneecaps. And it's 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 pitch. Chasing that little sinker that was out of the strike zone, evens the count.
This thing could be so effective if you're a sinker ball pitcher. Because most hitters like the ball down in the strike zone. If you could start at the knee and drop it below the knee level, then you get a lot of weak ground balls in your infield. The hitters are going to be more aggressive down in the strike zone.
Swing and a miss. Tied him up with that breaking pitch down and in. And the top of the fifth comes to an end as the Angels remain on top. coming up, and Trout, Callaspo, and Pujols to face Gavin Floyd, who has 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. He's allowed 6 hits, put in the Pujols 3-run home run that occurred in the 3rd. Same guys that led off that 3rd inning. Mike Trout had a base hit, loop single out to center field. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Oh, 1 count on Mike. Floyd had 64 pitches, 45 have been strikes. Morel playing in at 3rd base. De Aza with his speed really playing a deep center field. Rios back out and right. Trout foul tips that one. It's 1-2.
It is surprising how deep he's playing. Most center fielders won't play that deep. Some of them are more comfortable coming in on the baseballs as compared to going back for a fly ball.
There's the 1-2. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Callaspo on deck. 2 for 2 night for him. Pujols after that, 1 for 2 night. The Halos have hit better at home than they have out on the road. Breaking pitch, that's line to left. Over to cut it off is Viciedo. He's got a very strong arm. Trout's going to try to go to second base, and he is out. Trout may have stumbled a little bit rounding first base, but you better make sure that you can get to second base, or any base for that matter, with Viciedo in left field, the guy who came up as a 3rd baseman.
Yeah, one of the few, as far as outfield strength and arms, Viciedo has the strongest arm in the outfield for the White Sox. But right out of the batter's box, you're never going to fault the guy for trying to get to that extra base here. A little bit of a stumble, but still hit the ball extremely well. Once again, is tagged out, being aggressive though.
Callaspo looks at a strike. I think Trout trying to do a little swim move. Off speed is fouled off. 0-2 count on Callaspo.
Gavin Floyd's been throwing a lot of first pitch strikes, faced 20 batters, 16 first pitch strikes so far. But what a job once again, that adjustment that Mike Trout makes. Strikes out the first at bat, and then you look up 2 more hits.
Callaspo pulling this one over to Konerko. He waves off Floyd. 2 down.
And now it's time for a Coors Light Cold Hard Blast, the best play in baseball. Albert Pujols gets a fastball, inner half. Great weight shift, drives it out for a 3-run home run. His 2nd home run of the season. Giving the Halos a 4-2 lead. That's a nice Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. Brought to you by the Frost Brewed one.
Albert looks at a strike. The home run, his 2nd of the year, now with 17 runs batted in. Breaking pitch, swing and a miss.
Pretty tough cut fastball there.
Going back outside in the 0-2. Breaking pitch, got him swinging. The inning comes to an end as Floyd picks up his 4th strikeout. 5 complete, still 4-2 Halos.
Go crazy you can taste. And by Southern California Toyota. Check out the full line of fuel-efficient vehicles at your Southern California Toyota dealer.
Top of the 6th inning, the Angels on top by the score of 4-2. White Sox setting up Beckham, Dunn, and Konerko. That's 2, 3, and 4 against Jerome Williams. Beckham 1 for 2, a ground out to third base, an RBI double. And that came in the third. The double is 7th, the RBI his 10th.
Beckham's a guy that likes to pitch on the inner half of the plate himself. That's why you see Bobby Wilson setting up away. The first breaking pitch ended up spinning inside, but that cut fastball was just off the outside corner.
That one caught the corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Beckham, when he got to the big leagues in that rookie season of 09, playing third base since he's been transitioned over to second. That one is just off the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike. The last 2 innings, Jerome Williams has allowed the leadoff man to reach. No damage for Chicago. That one's on the corner, full count.
Well, just the way he holds his hands, you would think he is going to be better on the inner half of the plate, Beckham, and it looked like more of an adjustment for him to be able to hit the ball hard the other way. You see that movement of his wrists and hands.
This one off the plate. Going to be a tough play for Alberto Callaspo, and the throw is not in time. An infield base hit. Made it a more interesting play than we thought it was going to be as soon as that ball chopped off the plate.
Well, that was pretty close. That was a really good play by Callaspo. Boy, the quick transfer and throw. Just beat the throw. Good scoop by Pujols at first.
Here's Adam Dunn, who's 0 for 2. A strikeout, a ground ball to second. Looks at a strike.
Let's take a look at our Mazda League leaders as far as home runs. Josh Hamilton with 18, Curtis Granderson 13, Edwin Encarnacion, we saw him when Toronto was in town, 13, and Adam Dunn with 12.
Encarnacion got his 13th tonight. 0-1 pitch. Dunn fouls it back. 0-2 count.
Doesn't hit many ground balls, so a difficult guy to get a double play. Doesn't run real well, but he hits most of his baseballs in the air. Although he did first time up hit a ground ball to Howie in the shift, which would be a nice one right now once again.
Trumbo deep and right, playing him to pull. Trout swung over out toward the alley in right center field. 0-2, a little off-speed pitch. Rolled foul. The count remains at no balls and 2 strikes.
First at bat, got a swing and miss on a changeup with 2 strikes. Try to go back out there again, off speed.
Didn't miss by much. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A lot of finals in the American League. The only other game, aside from this one, that is still ongoing is in Kansas City. They're in the bottom of the 12th. The Orioles and the Royals tied at 3. The 1-2. Down a swing and a miss. Down goes the big donkey, and there is the first out.
Well, Jerome has that ability to go upstairs with the 4-seam fastball. After a lot of pitches down, change eye level, get a swing and miss. Boy, perfect location, that pitch also.
Third strikeout of the game for Jerome. First down here in the 6th inning, and Paul Konerko steps in. Konerko 1 for 2. That went off the end of the bat, singled into center field the 4th inning. Halos have turned 2 double plays in this one. Third would be nice. That is up and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Mentioned earlier that the White Sox certainly not afraid to run. They have 28 stolen bases at the start of the day. That's second in the American League, only behind the Oakland Athletics. Oakland lost tonight to Texas down in Arlington, 4-1 the final. One ball, one strike.
Pretty surprising. That's two teams you don't generally think of running a lot. Yet they lead the American League in stolen bases, the Oakland A's and the Chicago White Sox.
This one is hit into right field. A base hit. Second hit. Backup will stop at second as Trumbo's throw is cut off by Ibar. First and second with one away. Pierzynski coming up.
Pitches thrown by Jerome Williams into the sixth inning with one out. Coming off a game where he threw a number of pitches down in Texas, coming out of the bullpen, 111. So Mike Scioscia would more than likely try to keep him around, depending on how things are going for him, around 95 to 100 range.
Like we said, you know, there have been times when he has kept that ball down, that sinker down, but a lot more elevated pitches today, both the sinker and the breaking pitch. This one's hit well out to straightaway center field. Trout got a terrific jump on it. He will track it down. Beckham tags from second, heads to third, and back to first base goes Konerko.
You always know, and you can always talk about the speed of Mike Trout, but it's the instincts and the read off the bat. That's a difficult one, right over his head. Another elevated pitch from Jerome Williams. And Pierzynski crushes this ball, but that quick step and back and tracks it down and makes it look easy actually out there in center field. But it's the instincts and the read off the bat by Mike Trout makes it look easy.
So two outs, runners at the corners. Alex Rios the batter. He's the right fielder. Oh for 2, double play ball. That was back in the second, a fly ball to left in the fourth. More of a line drive to Vernon Wells on a pitch that was also elevated. First one's in for a strike.
This is a time, if you're a pitcher, and especially Jerome in this spot, you really have to concentrate. You have to get Rios here. Big point of the game. A lot of times after this, if you can make some quality pitches, get through it, you get in cruise control.
This one looped out towards shallow center field. Here comes Mike Trout, and the inning comes to an end. We get to the bottom of the sixth. The Halos still on top.
It's time for the Coors Light Freeze Can. Trout with his second hit of the game turns on the afterburners, thinks he has a double. Viciedo throws a perfect throw in the second. Beckham applies the tag. Trout tries to sneak the hand in, but a tag up there around the jaw area gets it before the hand gets in. But still the aggressive play by Trout. That's Coors Light Freeze Can, brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light, and also a couple of great defensive plays by Trout last inning.
Morales, Trumbo, and Kendrick here in the bottom of the 6th inning. One out. Breaking pitches in there. Kendricks today is 0 for 2. Ground ball to second and a fly ball to right. This one's yanked foul behind Alfredo Griffin. Always very nimble. A 1-ball, 2-strike count. This one is lined into center field. There's a base hit. Tried to come in shy with that fastball, and Morales spun it back around. Fans, the Chevy Cruze Echo offers the best highway fuel economy of any gas engine in America. With an EPA estimated 42 miles per gallon highway, you can continue your journey, Gooby, with fewer stops and fewer dollars.
Make my trip a little bit easier down here.
Yeah, the Chevy Cruze. Live life uninterrupted. You should get one of those.
That would be nice.
Yeah. There's Mark Trumbo, 1 for 2. Had a base hit in the 3rd. Floyd with 4 punch outs, 1 walk. The breaking pitches down and away.
Boy, still staying away against Trumbo. Cut fastball, fastball, curveball, all on the outer half.
Count is even now at 1-1. Trumbo wishes he had that pitch to do over again.
I was just going to say that if he throws that anywhere near that spot, it's going a long way.
One outside with a fastball. 2 balls and a strike. That game in Kansas City now in the 13th. Cleveland beats Seattle 9-3. Minnesota defeated Detroit, so Tigers' struggles continue. 11-7 in that one. Toronto over the Yankees.
I think Justin Morneau's back now for the Twins. You see him come back from that wrist injury for him. It's been a struggle for them offensively.
We're sure we don't go back to Minneapolis again?
Just for fun.
Outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Tampa Bay beat Boston 2-1. You mentioned Texas defeating Oakland. Here it's 4-2. Halos got a run in the second to take a 1-0 lead. Chicago got 2 in the 3rd as they took the lead 2-1. Then the bottom of the 3rd inning, singled by Trout, singled by Callasco. Pujols with a 3-run home run. Robin Ventura, first year at the helm of the Chicago White Sox. Full count.
Boy, a couple of mistakes made inside. That was a cut fastball. That's usually the one. That's the dangers of throwing a cut fastball, especially if you're a right-handed pitcher against a right-handed batter. If you leave it over the middle of the plate, that is spinning up there. It is screaming to be hit.
3-2. Little chopper off the plate towards 3rd. This one's going to trickle foul. So Morales hits back to first. He had a leadoff base hit to start this bottom of the 6th. Crumble back to the plate area. Howard Kendrick is on deck. Halos with 8 hits. Actually, both teams tonight with 8 hits. Angels 7th in the American League, an average of .250, but slugging and on-base percentage toward the bottom, 11th in slugging, 12th in on-base percentage, 12th in runs scored. Another 3-2. This one's yanked down the line. That is a fair ball. Toward the corner it goes. Morales heading to third. Viciado plays the carry neatly. And Kendricks will be stopped at third base. Mark Trumbo with his second hit picks up his 8th double of the year.
Getting more impressive every at bat, Mark Trumbo. Last at bat, line drive up the middle. This one down the third base line and saying, Dino, why don't you send him home? That's an RBI.
No, I think he's talking to Kendricks, saying, you got to run faster than that.
No, he was thinking RBI. That's what he's saying to him. But Dino was pointing right there, not only to stop, but to stand right on that base. See Dino right here. He's pointing there and on the base. Mark Trumbo is going, hey, Dino, we know you're aggressive.
Nobody out, 2 on. And Howie lifts the fly ball out toward right center field. Diaza, the center field, calling for it. Kendricks will tag. He is coming home. Trumbo is going to third. And the Angels lead is now 5-2.
Well, we've seen some good situational hitting and some really good base running in this game. For the Halo so far, Howie Kendrick getting a big run across there, sac fly, good approach, just doing what the pitcher gives you. Something up, hit it to center field and get the run across.
Now he picks up his 12th run batted in. And the infield remains in for the White Sox as Vernon Wells comes up. First one to Wells is driven out to deep left. Viciado is back. Gone! 2-run big fly for Vernon Wells. Makes it 7-2 Angels.
Some impressive hitting tonight. Vernon jumps all over that first pitch fastball, some smiles and high fives in that dugout. 6th home run of the season for Vernon Wells. Well, you knew you were going to try to sneak a fastball in, and he was ready to jump on that one. No doubter. 11th RBI of the season also for Vernon Wells.
Eric Ibar at the plate. Takes that one a little bit high and away. Ibar with a RBI double in the second, struck out in the 4th. This one pulled foul just wide of the bag at first. 1-1. Gavin Floyd at 90 pitches so far. Nobody loosening for the White Sox. Eric looks at a strike. 1-2. This one lifted in the air toward third. Morale will make the catch. 2 down.
Floyd has struggled against the Angels. 2-4 mark in his career, 0-2 in his career at the Big A. Putting up some long balls today. A 3-run home run and a 2-run home run. Mike Sochi is telling me this the other day. As soon as Albert is comfortable, the entire lineup becomes comfortable around him. Some guys getting on base in front of him. Trout's been great. Callaspo's had a couple really good games in a row. Getting an RBI situation for Albert. But everyone else can fall in line and be comfortable when Albert is swinging the bat well.
One ball, one strike on Bobby Wilson with 2 outs here in the 6th. 2-1. Top of the order, Mike Trout on deck. 2 3-run innings for the Angels tonight. This one is popped up left side. Alexi Ramirez, the shortstop, calls off Morel. The inning comes to an end, but the Halos get 3 runs. Sac fly by Howie Kendrick, and Vernon Wells with his 6th home run of the year. 2-run shot. We're through 6, 7-2 Angels. As we bring you 8 straight weeks of baseball's best, and it all starts with interleague matchup between regional rivals. The Red Sox taking on the Phillies, or the Orioles taking on the Nationals. Baseball Night in America, presented by Chevrolet, begins Saturday, 4 p.m. Pacific, only on Fox. Be sure to check your local listings for the game in your area. Alexi Ramirez takes that pitch down in the dirt, and it gets by Bobby Wilson. 1 ball, no strikes. Bottom third of the order for the White Sox here in the 7th. The Angels on top by the score of 7-2. Ramirez twice is grounded out. This one's hit to Cayasco. He'll have to throw across the diamond and make that 3 times. He's grounded out. 1 away.
Well, that was a line drive. It looked like he got his hand pretty good, and of course, fellas in the infield make sure they throw the ball hard back at him after he made that motion as he shakes his hand.
Those happen on occasion where you get them right on the bone, in the palm. Not much you can do.
Makes you feel real good as a hitter, hit a ball right at an infielder like that. That's the one time you never tell a hitter, hey, good swing, because they're not real happy going back in the dugout at that point. But I couldn't resist myself at times.
This one under the glove, and Eyeball can't get it. Oh, Jerome Williams, for whatever reason, deciding to try to backhand that ball and have that ball play him, and it goes for an infield base hit.
Boy, plenty of time to get yourself in front of the baseball and knock it down at the very least. Off the end of the bat.
That's barely moving there. 3rd hit of the game for Viciedo.
You see Jerome upset with himself. That's a play where you would want hit at you all day long. Not a lot of speed on that baseball. Plenty of time to get yourself in a good fielding position and throw over the first base. Instead, it ends up being an infield base hit.
Brent Morel takes that pitch down low. He's 0 for 2 with a ground ball to short. Double play ball. This one's fouled back over the screen. Broken bat flare down the right field line, but slicing foul. Morel will have to go pick up a new bat from the bat boy. And he'll face Williams with a 1-2 count. David Carpenter on the left, Hisanori Takahashi on the right. 90 pitches thrown by Jerome, 59 strikes. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Morel, 2 down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Back to the top of the order now, and Alejandro De Aza, the center fielder, 1 for 3 game. Ended up striking out his last time up. 4 punch outs for Jerome. This one's bounced on the ground to Howie Kendrick. On the first, and we head to the bottom of the 7th. The Angels leading this one by the score of 7-2.
Jr. with jalapenos, pepper jack cheese, and Santa Fe sauce. It's a spicy twist on a classic burger. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Dodge.
It's the bottom of the 7th here at the Big A. The Halos up by the score of 7-2. Jerome Williams has done a nice job tonight with 4 strikeouts. He's scattered 8 hits. And here at the bottom of the 7th, Jesse Crain, the right-hander, will take over for Gavin Floyd.
7 punch outs, 10 punch outs in 7 innings pitched for Jesse Crain. Fastball 90 to 94, curveball and slider, and occasional changeup.
Just 1 walk issued by the right-hander in 7 innings of work, so he's going to throw strikes. Takes over for Gavin Floyd, who has struggled in his brief career here at the Big A. Those struggles continued today. The most earned runs he allowed this season, 7. 6 innings, 10 hits, including 2 home runs allowed. Pujols and Wells. Trout, Callaspo, and Pujols here in the 7th for the Angels. The first one is just outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 2-hit game for Mike Trout. 2 singles. A strikeout, a run scored. Was thrown out trying to stretch his single into a double. That came leading off the 5th. Fouled back. Count even out, 1-1. tried to hold up on the breaking pitch. Went around. It is 1-2. We're in the 14th inning now in Kansas City. 3-3. What's the longest game this year? 15? Or a 15-minute game?
Pretty sure there was one so far. The Red Sox and Orioles had with that 6-hour and 7-minute game where Chris Davis got the win in relief.
There's a one of those cellophane balloons that was just above the mound. That's why there's a little bit of a delay here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That balloon floating now towards the shortstop position. I think Trout could hit it.
I was just going to say, if anybody could, it would probably be him.
Hey, happy birthday. Feliz cumpleaños.
Great job.
Some great hands by that bat boy.
Quick first step. Make the play.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Now time is called again. The Angels with a run in the second, 3 in the third, 3 in the sixth. A full count.
Impressive at bat. Laid off a couple really good tight breaking pitches in the dirt. Callaspo on deck, who's had himself a good game also. That's 4 hits from the top of your order. 2 from Trout, 2 from Callaspo.
Payoff pitch. Trout fouls it back. Got a fastball there. Another 3-2. Another foul ball back.
Boy, back-to-back really good swings on 3-2 pitches. It's never a good feeling when you're on the hill and a guy's fouling a pitch straight back against you. Pretty much means they're timing you very well.
And he walked him. Well-earned walk by Mike Trout. Puts a man on for Alberto Callaspo. We go back to our Hyundai key to the game.
Mario, we went roll with the changes. Decision to be made on the hitting coach. Jim Epper coming in. And so far, the guys have responded very well. Albert Pujols, 3-run home run. Vernon Wells, 2-run shot. Trumbo, a couple good at-bats. Mike Trout and Alberto Callaspo. Very impressive. Getting on base. Table setters for that middle of the order.
Snap throw, and they got Trout. 1 out.
Boy, you talk about quick footwork. This is very quick.
And very close, too.
When the tag was applied just before the hand touched the base. Good call at first.
Chad Fairchild, the first base umpire. First one to Callaspo is pulled into right field. That's a 3-hit game for Alberto. 3 for 4. It seemed like that left hand's bothering him now. And Albert coming up.
Let's take a look at our AT&T Universe replay. Back in the 3rd inning, Albert Pujols, the best play in baseball. Fastball, trying to sneak it inside. Albert hits it outside the park. The 2nd home run. 17th RBI of the season.
Three-run home run in the 3rd. He popped out and struck out the other 2 at-bats. 1 ball, no strikes. I was just going back through my my scorebook here, and when I reeled off the 1 run in the second and then 2 3-run innings, those 3-run innings, multiple 3-run innings, have been few and far between for this team. This is just the 3rd time this year the Angels have had at least 2 innings of 3 runs or more. Albert loops it foul on the first base side and out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
We all talk about what everyone expects out of Albert Pujols, but the guys in front of him, the table setters, the important ones, really. The guys on base, that allows you that opportunity to be able to drive them in and get more pitches to hit instead of trying to score yourself from home plate. You're just thinking in terms of squaring up the baseball and scoring one of those guys that are already on base ahead of you.
The 1-1 pitch. This one's popped up left side of the infield. Now it's just missed a fastball there. Ramirez is under it. 2 down.
Just the way Albert was running that line, he just missed that one. He had a pretty good pitch to drive, shaking his head going back. He had a good one to hit, just got underneath it.
Okay, Aspo still at first base. Here's Kendrys Morales. The 1-for-3 game, had a base hit and a run scored in the 6th. Swing and a miss on the breaking pitch. No action in the Angels bullpen, so it looks like Jerome will be coming back out. Backup Dunn and Konerko, scheduled batters for Chicago. Crane ahead of the count. No balls and 2 strikes. This one pulled foul. A lot of pitches in off the plate against Kendrys.
A lot of hard sliders below the hands. Kendrys has very good power to left center field. If you leave a fastball up middle away, real good chance to drive it.
Oh, 2 from Crane. This thing up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 11 hits for the Angels in this one against the White Sox. 10 allowed by Gavin Floyd. Halos had 12 hits last night or yesterday afternoon. Two balls, 2 strikes. That last approach there by Kendrys, you could tell he was looking for that pitch on the inside part of the plate, almost clearing the right hit, anticipating something inside.
Now more likely try to throw something away. That's the danger. If you're a pitcher, you keep coming inside, you make a mistake, that's when Kendrys can hit down the line, but look for him to go away.
Kayasma takes off, and he got him swinging on that pitch down and in. The inning comes to an end. 7 complete here at the Big A. It's 7-2 Angels.
the Halos that 4-2 lead. And Vernon Wells jumps all over a fastball. 2-run shot in the 6th inning. Expanding that lead to 7-2, and that's where we are right now here in the top of the 8th.
Gordon Beckham to lead things off here against Jerome Williams. Jerome's thrown 92 pitches. That one's a little bit up and in. 1 ball, no strikes on Beckham, the second baseman. He's had a 2-for-3 game. RBI double in the 3rd, a single in the 6th. This one sounded like he broke his bat. One hopper to Pujols. A lot of spin on it. Albert takes care of it, and there's the first down of the inning. So here comes Adam Dunn, the DH, 0-for-3 with a couple of strikeouts. 39,027 in the house tonight. Peter Borges bobblehead night. Dunn fouling the first pitch. 0-1.
Well, we've talked a lot about the offense, and certainly there's a lot of reason to, but Jerome Williams has been outstanding tonight. One out here in the 8th inning. There's 95 pitches thrown. He's been great.
He really has. Ground ball right back to Williams, who bare hands it. 2 down. He figures the last time he tried it with the glove and didn't work for him, so let's go with the bare hand.
He doesn't like to try to get that body in front of it. He just likes to either backhand or use the bare hand, which is never a good decision to make. If you're a youngster watching this game at home, use your glove if you're a pitcher.
So 2 down here in the 8th, and here comes Paul Konerko. He's had a couple of hits himself, 2-for-3, 2 singles. This already the longest outing of the season for Jerome, as the first one's in for a strike. Pardon me, second longest. He had a shutout. Halos have action in their bullpen right now. The White Sox have Will Oman loosening for them as that pitch is down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. That shutout was on May the 1st against Minnesota.
His first since 2003. He's a member of the Giants.
Second longest outing had been 6 2/3, and he'd done that 3 times. That pitch a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Trumbo, Kendrick, and Wells, the scheduled 3 batters. Here's a 2-1. Ground ball, and that is a fair ball over the bag. And Konerko stops at first. That ball looked like it was going to be foul, and because of the spin, looked like it came back and just got enough of the first base bag to be called fair.
A good view right over. Looks like he went right over the bag. Konerko, his 3rd hit. The important thing, Konerko only gets to first base, and that you still keep that force play available at second.
Brzezinski looks at a strike.
$14 outs via the ground ball tonight for Jerome Williams.
Just off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brzezinski 1 for 3. Base hit back in the 2nd. Good on speed. 1-2.
Boy, that's a great pitch. Save that in your arsenal for late in the game. You have a guy gearing up for a fastball. Great movement, great arm action on it also.
The 1-2. Boy, jammed him, fouls it back.
I like what Bobby Wilson did. He set that target up high, got out of his crouched position to be able to make sure that fastball was up, and runs it in on the hands of Brzezinski.
Got him. Down goes Brzezinski. We head to the bottom of the eighth. The Angels still on top 7-2. Angels on top as we start this bottom of the eighth inning. We'll take a look at our Chevron starting pitchers for tomorrow afternoon's game. It is a 12:35 start.
It should be a good pitching matchup. Chris Sale, former closer, has a power fastball, mid to upper 90s. Going against C.J. Wilson, who's throwing the ball exceptionally well. Had back-to-back starts down in Texas. That second game did a nice job as the Angels were able to win one of those 3 games down there in Arlington.
Will Oman, the left-hander, takes over for Jesse Crain, who went 1 inning. Gave up a hit, walked a man, and struck out a guy. Oman pitching now in his 17th game. 0-2 record. 12 2/3 innings. 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Facing Mark Trumbo, who's leading this off. He'll be followed by Howie Kendrick and then Vernon Wells. Breaking pitches in for a strike.
Oman, not an overpowering fastball. 88 to 91 and slider.
Trumbo 2 for 3. Single and a double. The 0-1 pitch. This one shot toward the alley and right center field. Hit well. Nobody's going to get this one. Rios will play the count. Trumbo will stop at first. A long single. Another 3-hit game for Mark Trumbo.
The impressive thing, hits to all fields. A base hit up the middle, a base hit the right center field, and a rocket down the third baseline. Boy, that good approach he has. Quiet hands.
That round of applause you're hearing is for the announcement that Peter Borges is pinch running for Mark Trumbo at first base. Mentioned the 39,000 plus here, appreciative of Borges and what he did last year. Fortunately for him, he's just not had a whole lot of playing time here of late. This is his bobblehead night.
I try to get a conversation going with him each and every day, staying as positive. He's working extremely hard to be ready when that call comes to get back in that lineup.
Howie Kendrick at the plate. He takes that one down to the dirt. Borges will stay at first base. This is what he was doing before the game. Handing out the bobblehead.
It's amazing how fast he is. He can give out the bobblehead, and he's over at first base right now.
I think he was working on that walk that Torrey was working on in spring training.
No, he's just trying to be quick.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to stick. He's fast, but no swag.
When you're not fast, you don't need it.
This is true. If you're just joining us, the Angels leading the White Sox 7-2. Albert Pujols with a 3-run home run. Vernon Wells with a 2-run home run. 1-0. Now he's chopping this one to third. Morel feeds Beckham for one. The relay is in time, a double play. And what a takeout at second base by Peter Bourjos. Beckham has had Trumbo and now Bourjos bearing down on him.
Well, you want to see that out of your team all the way through. There's no guarantees in this game of baseball. That hard slide, late hard slide by Peter Bourjos at second base. Beckham's going to have some bruises after this game.
So 2 outs and nobody on for Vernon. A walk, ground out, 2-run home run, 1 for 2.
Last 2 games, Vernon 3 for 6. 2 for 4 yesterday, 1 for 2 today.
Jason Isringhausen loosening for the Angels. Looks like he'll be coming on in the 9th. There's Izzy. One ball, one strike on Wells. Outside, 2-1. Jerome Williams in line for his 4th victory. Came in with a 3-1 record. Gavin Floyd, who threw the ball very well this year. This one fouled back, 2-2. Gave up 7 runs in his 6 innings, allowing 10 hits, including the 2 home runs, striking out 4 and walking 1. But he is on the verge of picking up his 4th loss.
Well, came in the game with a great ERA, 2.53. Just 31 hits allowed. In his 46 plus innings to start the year.
2-2, that is lined to short. The inning comes to an end. We head to the 9th. The Angels on top 7-2. Proud to bring you Exclusive live coverage of the UEFA Champions League final as Bayern Munich becomes the first team since 1984 to play the final in their home stadium as they take on Drogba and Chelsea, with both teams looking to complete their improbable championship run. The UEFA Champions League final is live Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, only on Fox. Here in the ninth, Jason Isringhausen takes over with the Angels on top by the score of 7-2. Jerome Williams went 8 innings, 10 hits, including the home run to Viciedo in the third. 5 strikeouts, no walks, 2 runs, both earned. Isringhausen pitching in his 14th game, no record, a 2.84 ERA, 12 and 2/3 innings, 12 hits, 7 strikeouts, but 8 walks.
Well, what a job by Jerome, though. I mentioned that a little bit earlier, but when you think about how he bounced back from that relief appearance in Texas.
First one's in for a strike. Breaking pitch, a little bit high. Did he go? Nope. Judge Fairchild saying he didn't, so it's 2-1. Rios tonight 0 for 3. 2-1, and that is hit high and deep to left field. Vernon Wells back at the warning track, and he will make the catch for the first down. Folks, you can take our coverage of the Angels with you this season by subscribing to MLB.tv today. You can see every Angels out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Angels.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, Gooby.
Everywhere.
Baseball everywhere. But you got the everywhere part, right?
We're a team.
Alexi Ramirez, the shortstop, is at the plate. He's had an 0 for 3 night. 3 ground ball outs to the left side. A 1 pitch. Foul back. 0-2 count on Alexi Ramirez. Diane Viciedo, the left fielder, is on deck. Pujols with a 1 for 4 game. Alberto Callaspo 3 for 4. Mark Trumbo 3 for 4. Mike Traub with a multi-hit game. Slow dribbler up the line. That is just foul.
Everyone contributing in this game today. Some solid defense once again. Some great approaches at the plate. Situational hitting very good. Aggressive base running.
Another 0-2. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. It gets away from Wilson, and Ramirez will reach on the strikeout. Wild pitch. Boy, that one went off the mask of Bobby. Just nothing you could do.
The only thing you can hope for is it stays close to you. Once it rolled that far away, it was going to be impossible to throw him out. He did everything right. Himself in position to block that pitch, but a breaking pitch has a different spin in the dirt as compared to a fastball. The rotation of the seams, it hit the dirt, spins away from him.
There's Viciedo. Looks at a fastball right down Broadway for a strike. Viciedo's had a 3-hit game himself, a home run. His 5th of the year. That came in the 3rd. and a couple of singles. Native of Cuba. Terrific power. This one's fouled off to the right. 0-2.
He certainly doesn't get cheated swinging the bat.
No. Very similar body style and type of that of Yoenis Cespedes, the other Cuban who's with the Oakland Athletics and currently on the disabled list.
Very strong, compact swing.
The 0-2. This one's fouled off to the right. Another 0-2 on the way. Swing and a miss on the breaking pitch. Down goes Viciedo, 2 down.
Well, that's that curveball that Isringhausen we've seen so many years. Successful major league career. 300 career saves. Nasty.
So 2 down. Man at first base, and here's Brent Morel, the third baseman. Halos trying to pick up their 17th win and remain 7 back in the West, with Texas winning tonight. The pitch is down and away. Baltimore ended up beating Kansas City, by the way, 4-3 the final in that extra inning game, 14 innings.
Great story so far this year. Baltimore continues to play well in that division, the AL East.
Strike. Ramirez goes to second on defensive indifference. Nobody was holding him on. Morel's 0 for 3. Ground ball to short. A double play ball in the 5th and a strikeout his last time up. This one's fouled off to the right. White Sox down to the last strike.
We're going to see that big curveball once again from Isringhausen.
Glance back, and here comes the 1-2. Fastball, got him looking. Down goes Morel. Light that baby up as the Angels take game 1, 7-2.
Boy, some great approaches at the plate, led by that man, the machine. 3-run home run in the 3rd inning. Callaspo, solid game. Vernon Wells, a 2-run home run. A couple good swings by him. Trumbo, Trout, the entire offense. Isringhausen with 3 punch-outs there in the 9th inning. Jerome Williams, another outstanding start at home. 4-0 this year. The Big A, Jerome Williams is.
Jerome Williams picks up his 4th win, moves to 4-1. Jason Isringhausen, 1 inning, 3 strikeouts because of that wild pitch. The Halos pick up their 17th win now, 17-21 on the year. And here at the Big A, 11-9. They'll wrap up this 4-game homestand and quick 2-game set against Chicago tomorrow afternoon. That's a 12:35 start. Left-hander Chris Sale going for the White Sox. Left-hander C.J. Wilson will be going for the Angels, and the Halos will take off on a 10-game road trip that begins Friday night against the San Diego Padres. Our pleasure to welcome in Vernon Wells here. And Vernon, always a pleasure getting a chance to catch up to you. And big win for the Halos tonight in their first meeting against the White Sox. And it looks like slowly but surely, Vernon, that your swing is starting to kind of get back on track.
Well, it's just trying to be consistent, put the barrel on the ball, and wherever it goes, it goes. You'd rather not land in leather before it hits grass or dirt, but that's part of this game, I think, for this group. Yesterday, got quite a few hits, got a couple hits in key situations. Today, just hitting the long ball. There's so many things that this lineup is capable of doing. It's just a matter of doing it and being consistent with it.
Vernon, as a member of this lineup right here, when you see Albert Pujols hit that 3-run home run in the 3rd inning, how important is that not only for yourself but the entire team to be able to see that and see that pressure taken off of him?
Well, it's huge. Him being in that position, coming through at that time, putting us back in the lead. He's going to have plenty of those throughout his career here. So I'm looking forward to just watching a lot of it, and hopefully at sometimes being on base for a few of those.
All right, from the defensive standpoint, it's nice watching Jerome Williams. Didn't have his best stuff, but those are the games that are kind of fun to watch when a guy has to battle through things and still able to give you 8 strong innings.
Well, Jerome, like all of our staff, they give us a chance to win every time they're on the mound. They're going to throw strikes. They're going to move the ball in and out. They're going to change speeds and keep the defense on our toes. So that's what we love about our starting staff, and they've done it all year. We just need to do a better job of complementing them offensively.
By the way, Vernon, you got all that baseball. Didn't you? That home run you hit there back in the 6th inning, or what?
I hit it decent. Try to put a good swing on it, and we'll go from there.
Well, we appreciate it as always. Nice job. Give it up for Vernon Wells. The Halos picking up the victory tonight by the final of 7-2. Vernon, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Jerome Williams picking up the win. He's now 4-1. Gavin Floyd takes the loss. He drops to 3-4. For Mark Dubas and our entire crew, I'm Victor Rojas. Thanking you for watching, and we invite you to stick around as Angels Live with Chris McGee and Jose Mota is coming up next.